Hi everyone, welcome back to Foley's Homestead. Today our tomatoes and chilies, possibly the cucumbers, are going into their final spot. They're all going to be in the greenhouse. Now it's very crowded, as you can see, but it won't be when all the tomatoes and the chilies are potted in their own bag. They're ready. They're starting to flower. They're indeterminate variety. Hopefully I can get the pictures to put up on the screen. If not, you'll have to wait and see. But these are getting a bit too long to keep in a pot. They're going to start wanting more nutrients, and it's just not going to work in a pot this big. So what we're doing today is we're going to be putting the majority of our tomatoes and all of our chilies in the greenhouse in their own grow bags so they can grow on. We've got some here. This cucumber plant, obviously, as I said on the videos before, it was just a test to see if they are going to withstand the temperatures at night, and this greenhouse has been open at night. People don't do that, but it's a good way. If you're hardening off your tomatoes anyway, they're going to be used to the cold to a certain extent. I've just had to give this cucumber plant a water. We've just been away on holiday to Wales. It's been a short one because we didn't go on the day we're supposed to go. Something happened, and then we've had to come back 2 days early as well. So it's a short one, but we went on holiday. It doesn't matter how long it was. We've had a break. Everything in here hasn't been watered for about 5 days, and the greenhouse has been left open. I didn't want to get too hot. I didn't want it to get too hot in here because, as you guys know, if you've got a greenhouse, even if it's 10 degrees in here, if the sun's on here, it can hit double. So let's get to it. So these tomatoes, great. So the labels have I don't know if it's the heat of the greenhouse or something, but the labels have shriveled up. I'm pretty sure these are the Sunfire Flare ones. Yes, these are the Sunfire Flare ones. These are the ones that are my favourite. I know what they look like. You can see the difference. So what I'm trying to do, even though it doesn't matter, because once they start to fruit, you know which ones they are. I want them different. So every grow bag is different, a different variety. Not the chilies. The chilies are going where you are, down here. But I want the tomatoes in different varieties, so when they're fruiting it looks lovely. When you're going in, there's going to be different colour pops. So I'm not going to water them in until I've done them all. I'm going to keep the bamboo stake in. It's not a big bamboo stake, but then when everything's in, I've got some bamboos. I've got 6-foot bamboos. They need to be chopped down a bit so they don't hit the top of the greenhouse glass. And then I'll pop them at the end. You probably won't see that. You might see the aftermath though. So with these, this is growing what people call a sucker. Now a lot of people will snap them off, like the little suckers here. If you can see, it's just in between. I leave them on. People say it's airflow. I haven't had a problem with blight, but this is our first time in this location, so we'll have to see. I might have to thin them out sometimes. It depends how big it's going to get in here. I'm going to try and shove a hell of a lot of tomato plants in here. It does get warm throughout summer here, but it extends your growing season. Greenhouse extends your growing season, and that's why we've got one. Not to grow aubergines or anything, it's to extend it. Some of the leaves are at the bottom. Just going to pinch them off and leave them there. That's touching the bottom too. So I'll snap that one off too and leave them there. And push them in. So there's one. So in this one, I'm going to pop a different variety in. I don't know what varieties this is now. I'm going to have to go and have a look. I've took pictures just to be safe really, but it doesn't matter. I leave the bamboo stakes in so I know where I can stake another bamboo stake in, because then I'm not harming the roots again. So obviously I've got limited space in here, so I've got all the tomatoes here, and I've got 2 more tomatoes. I am taking the bottom leaves off, is because 1, it was touching the soil, but 2, then airflow can be at the bottom. You could actually plant these like, so you could actually plant these down to here, take all the leaves off, plant them down to there. Every hair of your tomato plant actually grows a root, but I'm not doing that. This has took too much time of my hands growing these to then pop half of them in the ground. No chance. Look, I hope this video doesn't come across that I'm trying to tell you how to suck eggs, because it's not. It's just that it's for the people who don't know, or just getting started into gardening, or generally people who have been gardening for a long time. Sometimes you don't know stuff. You know, I'm still learning. I'll always learn. People who are 80, what's been gardening their whole life, are still learning. To show you all something. So I don't know if it's getting on camera. So a lot of these tomato plants are actually growing a big flower at the top. You want to really pinch that out. It will make a tomato. It just might not be the exact tomato you're looking for. It's something to do with stress or cold weather. So you just nip it out. I looked it up on Google because it's never happened to me before, but it's something to do with stress or not enough water, or something to do with trying to fruit early. If you guys know anything about this, then please put it down in the comments, because it's never happened to me before. They'll die outside at this particular time of the year. If not, I'd have just planted them where I was going to put them. Yeah, look at that, it's beautiful. I don't know if the red veined because they're actually a red variety of sunflower. I even have marigold plants that I sowed from seed. I did sow quite a lot, but I guess most of them died. But these need to be popped in a pot ASAP because the roots are coming through. But look at them. I mean, that one's a bit small because it was shaded with the tomatoes, but that's from seed, home saved seed. I've been doing it for about 3 years, and they just come back bigger and bigger. Last year's, the hundreds of marigolds on one plant. You can't buy that. And if you can, I want to know where. A full bag of compost, and it's cost us for 2 bags. I think we got it as a deal. So 2 organic bags of compost, 50 litres. So that's 2 of these filled, £12.50. So, and then outside the planters, it's 10 bags of compost each big planter. It adds up, but if you do it once, do it right, instead of filling it up with rubbish, meaning grass clippings, wood, stuff like that. Fill it up with proper good compost. You'll only do it once, and then all you have to do is then top it with compost every year, about 1 inch. My garden is a bit OCD, not too much. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because I've got a tomato plant here, what needs to go over there. It can't stay here, and I know you guys are probably laughing at me. That's fine, but that can't stay there. But if I move it and put one of these bags there, it's not going to look right, because it's not in order. So I need to really, I need to just take one of the tomato plants out, what I've just put in. I know the varieties that I planted. I don't know what varieties these are. I know this is, I'm pretty sure this is a jalapeno, and I'm pretty sure this is a black Zimbabwe chili, and I'm pretty sure that this is a ring of fire. We try and do things organically, we don't kill anything, try and let nature take its course. So I've had an idea. The lettuce isn't growing in this corner, so I'm going to try and pop 2 rocket plants there. I don't think it's going to happen. These roots are really deep. Yeah, that's not going to happen. God, they're so deep. I don't know, it might work. We'll see. I don't think it will. We'll pop one in. See what happens. That rocket would start bolting soon in here anyway, and I could move it outside, but I do need that growth. So what I did there is that I watered them in a little bit. It's too hot at this time of the day to do a drench because a lot of that water would evaporate. So what I'll do, I'll come back tonight, get the hose out and drench them all, so then they don't need watering for a good couple of days. That's how I water. A lot of people say that's not the right way to do it. There is not a wrong way or a right way in gardening. You just have to find your little spot and you do what you want to do and what works for you. I just want to say a big thank you all for supporting me on my journey, and for the likes, the follows, the comments. There is a couple of comments on my cooking videos that are quite nasty. It doesn't affect me. All what I want to say to you guys is that please be more respectful to people, because you don't know what they're going through. Luckily for me, I just ignore it, but some people might not. All I can say is that please be more respectful to people. Have an open mind. If I call a bolognese chili, does it really matter? Do you really have to get that bothered about it? Just be nice. If you do like my content, please put down in the comments that if it helps you out or what I should do in the next video. I've got loads of ideas, but it's doing it. Sometimes I have to get a push to do it. I don't know why, but that's just how my brain works. So if you are watching this video, please comment just an idea or anything you would like to see, and everything's going to be just booming in the next couple of months. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.